Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel today. Currently, I am here with San Diego State women's lacrosse player Tatum Bryant. Thank you so much for taking time of your day and coming on, Tatum, and how's everything going?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Everything's good.
Is it weird to be introduced as a San Diego State player for the first time?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely a change, but I'm really happy about it and excited.
Well, I obviously, like I mentioned in the intro, it was just announced that you're transferring to San Diego State. Before we dive into that decision, I just wanted to give you the chance to explain your decision to enter the portal and how much Lacrosse meant to you, because I know that the program did mean a lot to you, and this was not an easy decision for you to make.
Yeah, I think there's definitely the main thing was I really missed home. And when I first committed to Lindenwood, one of the things that really excited me was that we were playing teams in California, and I hoped that the schedule would continue to grow out there. My freshman year, we didn't play anyone, and then luckily this past season we played ASU, which was really fun. But yeah, I just think it made me realize how much I love having my family at games and being closer to home. And yeah, Lindenwood means a lot to me. I'm incredibly grateful for my coaches and teammates there, and I've grown so much as a person and a player. And I've made lifelong friends on the way, which is awesome. And they have such a great culture, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it.
Now, how many schools reached out to you once you entered the portal, and how did you know San Diego State was the right place for you?
So the portal opened on Mother's Day. So the first day was like a little quieter. But I had a good amount of reach out once school started and coaches were started to reach out. Monday morning I received a text from San Diego State and followed up by a phone call with Coach Brandy. The next day I went on a visit and met with the coaching staff and some of the current players, and everything just felt right immediately. The coaches and players made me feel really comfortable right away, and I committed right then and there. I'm just really grateful that everything came together the way it did and the opportunity that Coach White, Brandy, and Bray have given me, and I'm just really excited.
Now, the transfer portal is very public with sites tracking when players enter their name. And I just genuinely curious about your thoughts on that. And do you think the transfer portal process should be more private? And how do you sort of handle knowing that your name is in the portal and that other people know? Because that's got to be weird to think about, like knowing that there's other players from other teams that know that you're in the portal and things like that.
For me, since I committed pretty quickly, I think the public tracking can be really helpful. It's obviously weird because I can't, other than I know Lacrosse Extras posts like a transfer portal like tracker, but other than that, like you can't see anything. So, but before those sites updated my commitment, I was still getting a lot of texts and calls from coaches. So once it was publicly announced, the outreach definitely slowed down, which was good because those coaches can obviously focus on athletes who are still available. One thing that was surprising though, which I guess it shouldn't be, is that coaches still use the IWLCA platform. So I wasn't expecting it. It was honestly kind of like triggering when I woke up um, on Mother's Day and then the day before, and I just see all these texts from IWLCA, like a coach just viewed your profile, a coach is viewing your video. So I had to kind of scramble and I obviously made like a highlight video and stuff that I was sending out to coaches. But yeah, I put it on there, and it was just yeah, interesting that they still use that for the
Yeah,
transfer portal.
flashbacks to your recruiting days.
Yeah, literally.
Now, what are your plans, I guess, this off season, and what do you hope to improve on the most regarding your game before you head out to San Diego State?
Definitely my first step in explosiveness, like with the new rule changes that they implemented this year. Just there's a lot of fouls that happen in the critical scoring area, and that just leads to more 8 meters. So you want to make sure that your first step is really quick so you can get off the line and get a goal.
A lot of crease violations, as we saw yesterday.
Yeah, insane.
Now, obviously, your last game with Lindenwood, you lost a really hard playoff game against Delaware. I just wanted to ask you, reflecting on your sophomore year, how you've been reflecting over that loss, and what do you hope you can learn from that experience on a new team?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always lots of emotions when a season ends. I'm just really proud of how we played against Delaware in comparison to the first time we saw them earlier in the season. I just think it's a testament to our great coaches and just our team's ability not to give up. And I want to continue that into my next couple years at San Diego State and just not give up and it doesn't matter how good the school is, how good the program is, like they're just girls playing lacrosse just like me. So,
So let's transition now and talk about the beginning of your career and sort of work all the way up to where you are now. So you're from California. Just talk about your hometown and the things you like about it for someone who's never been there before.
so I'm from Solana Beach, California, which is a small town in San Diego. It's very laid back. It's built for being in the outdoors on the beach. There's like always something to do, like concerts or Padres games, lots of like street fairs and like farmers markets. And you really can't ask for better weather. And also shout out the Mexican food here because it's definitely some of the best in the US.
What's the lacrosse scene like in California?
Um, it's grown a lot from when I started to play. There's clubs like Mad Dog West Elite, RC, boys West Coast Stars now, girls West Coast Stars is starting to come back. And yeah, there's just so many talented players that come through all of these programs that are definitely overlooked in the recruiting process. I mean, so many of my club and high school teammates were just playing, in the past weekends in the tournament. And I've just been so lucky to have grown up with really talented and driven teammates. And I think it's just going to continue to grow through these next couple years. And yeah, I definitely think it was a big reason why I'm still playing in college.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's growing from an outsider's perspective. Obviously, you have the Division One programs emerging like Stanford, USC, and San Diego State, but it just feels like more and more you're starting to see more players from California playing Division One lacrosse. So it's great to see how much the sport has grown in the past 5 or 6 years or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of interesting too, because I feel like a lot of people, at least when I was growing up, it's like that transition from, I don't really want to play soccer anymore. I want to find a new sport. So I'm just going to go play this, lacrosse because it's just, I feel like lacrosse, you have to be really athletic with, and then also the hand-eye coordination comes into, once you can actually catch the ball and throw the ball. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like on the West Coast, it's a lot of like athletes that make up lacrosse players.
Was there any adversity you faced because you were from California in like the recruiting process compared to someone who might have been from more of a lacrosse hotbed?
Yeah, I think I mean, just playing the sport in general at a high level, like club, like I played Mad Dog West Elite, so all of our tournaments were on the West Coast. Like I had teammates that would, that junior year summer, the recruiting summer, like would stay out for a whole month with like a family, another family, they would like get a Airbnb. And yeah, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time. If you want to go to these specific West or East Coast college teams and college camps and stuff, you have to pay however many dollars instead of just driving down there to fly over there. So I definitely think that's a big, um, I don't know, big
Yeah.
roadblock for West Coast girls.
Oh yeah, for sure. And hopefully, I guess if more programs emerge in the West, more camps could be out there, so make it easier for more people to get noticed by not just West Coast schools, but East Coast ones as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, growing up, what other sports did you play, and how did lacrosse sort of become the one that you want to pursue?
Yeah, I played like every sport that my parents could put me in. I played basketball, soccer, flag football, field hockey. I swam a little bit. But yeah, I just knew, I think I started playing lacrosse in second grade, and I think I just kind of always knew that was the one I wanted to continue.
Flag football, I played that eighth grade. It was a ton of fun. Did you have like a specific position?
Um, like they would just put me as wide receiver, honestly, but so we have for our high school, it's like a CIF sport now. So my senior year, it was a fall sport. all my teammates, like lacrosse teammates and stuff, were like, let's play flag football for this our last year and their first year. Yeah, and we made it all the way to the championship, and then we lost, but it was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of good memories playing that sport. I would say I only caught one touchdown pass, so and it was in a preseason game, so I can't even it doesn't even really count, but
Yeah.
um hopefully I don't know. I wish I had more than just that one, but they didn't really throw me the ball that much because I wasn't that good.
Yeah, no, I wasn't as tall, so I really had to like,
I
yeah,
was more
jump.
of like a blocking type like receiver. Like whenever the better players caught it, I would just like run and try to like block people from getting the flag taken away from their waist.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun.
Now, I'm curious, during your athletic journey, who has been the biggest influence for you? It could be one of your parents, it could be a friend, it could be a coach, like who's really helped you out during your lacrosse journey in particular?
Definitely my mom. I think also both my parents, but specifically my mom was, she's a great athlete. She played volleyball in college. And she's just a huge role model in my life. And I think I just always knew I wanted to follow her in her footsteps of being a collegiate athlete. And yeah.
Now, how important is the mental side of being an athlete, and what are some things you do to make sure you're focused and not dwelling over simple mistakes? And how do you like stay calm during like big games?
I try and look at the big picture of things. Like I used to get really, really nervous, especially during summer tournaments, like the recruiting era. I would just get really hard on myself and I wanted perfection. And I just think learning how to step away and look at the big picture, like lacrosse is just a game with a rubber ball. And if you make a mistake, if you have a bad practice or whatever, like you just need to try and have a goldfish memory and move on to the next thing, the next play, whatever it is. And I think my strategy for high pressure situations, like high pressure games, is just focusing on the little things like catching the ball, like moving my feet, things like that. Just taking it one step at a time.
Now, what is one thing about women's lacrosse that you feel like no one would understand it unless they play it?
I mean, I think lacrosse, yeah, just lacrosse in general, I feel like is really misunderstood. Um, I think some people don't understand how physical it is, even especially on the women's side, because we're not playing with pads, so they just assume there's no contact. But there's always constant pressure from defenders, whether you have the ball or not. And like my arms and my back and everywhere else during the season like can attest to it because it's just filled with bruises. I mean, you're using like a carbon fiber stick. So
Mhm.
when you're meeting like that, it really hurts. But I think also how similar the game is to basketball. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, lacrosse, that's like soccer kind of." And I'm like, "Not really. Like it's on a soccer level field, but I would say like the patterns of defense and offense, it's very much like basketball. Even like the face off is very similar to basketball.
Yeah, I also like I know a lot of players play basketball in particular during the off seasons
I
just
do,
because the
yeah.
footwork translates so well to lacrosse. So I definitely see that. And regarding the physicality, I think I saw Chloe Humphrey. She posted like a video of like what her bruises look like after a game, and it was pretty crazy. Like you don't realize how much like shots you take during the course of a game, especially for an attacker when all those defenders are doing anything they can to stop you from scoring.
Yeah, definitely. And it's hard, for refs, you can't call everything. So even
Mhm.
just a little bit of like a push from the defender, like it's gonna hurt.
Now, what would you say has been the biggest challenge you faced in your career, and how did you overcome it?
I think probably just my transition from high school to college level lacrosse. Like, I think a big change like that is hard for anyone, regardless if you're playing a sport in college. Um, yeah, I just think there's a lot of pressure and it's more intense, mentally as well as physically. So I just think, yeah, that transition was hard, but I'm so grateful for it because, there's going to be harder transitions in my life than, going from high school to college lacrosse.
Now, how have you handled, or I guess, how have you balanced both lacrosse, academics, and social life as a student athlete, and how have you worked on that over the past 2 years?
Definitely, you have to develop time management skills and being organized is really important, like having a planner. You definitely have to have like a calendar keeping up with everything, and then just like the discipline and having consistency with it. You should also, make time in the day or in the week that, to do something that makes you happy. Um, and yeah, just finding a balance and time management, I would say.
What's the thing that do that makes you happy that's not lacrosse that you try to find time for during the week?
Definitely like crafts, any type of craft. Um, I was crocheting during the season, like anytime, um, yeah, at home I would crochet or the little it's called like diamond painting, and you literally it's like little gems and you go and it's kind of like paint by number. I would do that.
Nice, nice. Definitely a good meditation skills too, I imagine.
Yeah.
Now, last question I want to ask you, Tatum, is what's your favorite memory you have playing lacrosse?
I would say winning my last Sandstorm tournament, with the girls I grew up with. Sandstorm's like a huge tournament in the West Coast. It's in Indio, California, where Coachella is. It's huge. Um, and yeah, I've been there ever since I started playing lacrosse when I was little, and I finally got that W at the end with all the girls that I've played with. Yeah, it was just really sweet ending. And I would also say another really great memory was just beating Coastal Carolina in both regular season and conference play. That was really exciting. And yeah.
I am curious, like, do you think there would be a difference between the conferences you're going to?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the ASUN is super competitive as well. You never really know if you're going to win a game, and I think this is the same as San Diego State's conference. You have Florida and Cincinnati and really great teams like that. So it's going to be, you're still playing at a high level, and that's what I want. That's what excites me.
Do you know if you're going to Florida next year or are they coming to you guys?
I'm actually not sure. I'll have to
Okay.
see. But
That'll,
yeah.
but hey, it's going to happen sometime in the next 2 years. So are you looking forward to going down there? That's probably going to be a fun trip.
Yeah, no, definitely. Anytime we'd go to Jacksonville, we went to Jacksonville twice in this last year, and that was always fun to see the beach and stuff.
hmm So, well, obviously, the last thing I always like to end off every episode with is, do you have any shout outs you want to give to teammates, family members, friends, coaches? And if there's something you want to plug in, feel free to do that. The floor is all yours.
I want to shout out Coach Brandy, Coach White, and Coach Bray at SDSU. Also shouting out Coach Cribben, Coach Smith, and Kavanaugh, um, at Lindenwood. And then shout out the OGs, Caitlin Doucette and Kelly Connor. Shout out Tori Pines, RC, and Adrenaline and everything in between. And yeah, shout out all the girls that I grew up playing with, and that were just in the tournament. Shout out West Coast Lacrosse. They need it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully this helps out a little bit. Hopefully someone can listen to your interview and know that they can make it as well. So,
Yeah.
but Tatum, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on. I really appreciate it. And best of luck with the new team next year or this
Yeah.
fall, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.